Hey YouTube, Wet Movie 1 back here again, and I'm here to review 8213 Gacy House, put out by Asylum Pictures. Yep, another Asylum movie, bitches. Well guys, I saw the trailer to this movie a few months ago for 8213 Gacy House. It's put out by Asylum Pictures, like I said in the intro. I know you guys, a lot of you guys fucking hate Asylum so fucking bad, and I know why. Their movies suck a lot. But the last one I did watch was Titanic 2. Made a review for that. If you missed it, link in the description box. It's about a couple of paranormal investigators go into where John Wayne Gacy lived, to see if they can summon the spirit of John Wayne Gacy. And just paranormal shit starts going down. It's cool. It's sort of like Paranormal Entity or Activity or whatever. Paranormal Entity are the ones Asylum did. Paranormal Activity is a different one, but it's just like that in a low budget fashion. The movie's fucking retarded. You could totally tell they're actors. They try to make it seem like it's real tapes and shit. Bullshit. But there were some parts of this movie that were really entertaining to me. This little. Because the people that made this movie really had no money to make it, little to nothing to make it. And there's a couple of little effects that they used in this movie that I thought were effective, for being a no-budget movie. There's a scene in a hallway. There's a cameraman, filming down a hallway with his camera. He's on his knee and he's filming down the hallway, and you can see his little screen. And there's another cameraman behind him filming the hallway. And in that little screen that the guy's looking at through to see what's down the hallway, you see a shape of like John Wayne Gacy, a figure, and shit. But when you see the camera angle from behind the guy that's shooting the hallway, you don't see shit. It's just kind of cool how they did it. I liked it. I know they probably shot it and just had it in the camera thing anyway, but it was effective and it was cool. A couple of the effects they did. A couple of the effects worked, and there was one thing in this movie that I jumped at just because it was a loud noise, whatever. But the acting for a movie like this was fine. It's not a great movie, or it's not a great movie. I'm not saying it's like a great fucking movie to go out there, watch it right now, or anything like that. But for Asylum, movies that they need to stick to doing are movies like this. And Paranormal Entity, stuff that you could shoot on the cheap and still be semi-effective, like Paranormal Activity was shot on the cheap. It made a fuck ton of money, but they didn't spend that much money making it and shit. You can tell by the way it looks and shit. Movies like that, that's what Asylum needs to stick to. Paranormal shit, bullshit, nothing's really happening, they just push the camera and go, what was that? They need to stick to that shit instead of doing big budget things like Titanic 2. It wasn't really a big budget, but you could tell the difference between that budget for Titanic 2 and the budget for this. Went down like a motherfucker. But I found this one a lot more entertaining than Titanic 2. This one and Paranormal Entity, I think they're fine for movies that they are. Okay, I'm not saying they're masterpieces. They're not fucking masterpieces at all. But is it worth a watch if you're into weird horror, Paranormal Activity type of movies? It's cool. Check it out. It'll entertain you that way. If you're into, like I said, Paranormal Activity or Paranormal Entity that Asylum Pictures put out, you might dig on this one. I know a couple of you guys out there digged on those two movies. This might be right up your alley. But it's a low budget, of course, and some of the acting is not the greatest, and. But yeah, I found it semi-enjoyable. It wasn't the greatest at all, but it was fun. It was a nice, fun little watch. It was 80-something minutes, so it wasn't that much of a waste of your time. But other Asylum Pictures, Megafault, where they use they try to use big effects and shit. That shit doesn't come across very well because their effects things look like shit. But things where they don't use CGI and stuff, it's fine. It works for what they're trying to do. So. 8213 Gacy House. If you're into horror or Paranormal Activity type of movies, check it out. I think you might dig it. It's not like it's not the greatest, but check it out if you're into that shit. So I'll see you guys all later. Whew, I gotta go take a shit.